I'm Jackie.
And I'm Ashley. Welcome back to Dumb Witch Club.
So, well, I was about to jump into what we have for you today but
You're
actually,
so excited.
I'm so excited. I think that is why. But I'm excited today. How are you today?
I'm obviously excited too. I was dancing all over the place.
Oh my God, that is true. No, literally. You're like, and I'm like, what? And then I'm like trying to get water and do stuff, and you're just like standing there. I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, I don't know.
I didn't know. I still don't know.
No, it was cute. We're happy today.
We're happy today.
Wow. What's the date? We are happy today.
It's the 10th.
It is. It's the 10th of November.
But it's almost 11/11.
That is true. And that is a nice numeric energy.
I love it.
It's a good one.
That's probably what we're pulling in. That's why we're
Maybe.
so happy. Maybe.
I mean, I don't want to say we're unhappy people. I think
No.
we are not unhappy people. We're
No.
not miserable people.
No.
But I feel like we're both happy today.
We're
It's
happy
just
today.
so nice.
Maybe it's because we're together now.
We are, well, God, I was going to say we're always happy when we're together. That is categorically untrue because sometimes we're together and we are experiencing very negative emotions. But it's not like with each other about each other.
No, never.
But I think we're always happy with each other.
Yes.
When we're with each other.
And certainly happier. I mean, maybe not like
happier.
to the level of happy. Yeah, happier.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. So, yes, this is where we're at today on this lovely, lovely night.
It's soup season.
It's what?
It's
what?
Soups season.
Soups.
Soups.
Plural.
Like that you get at Soups Plantation.
So I was playing dumb, but this is a bit that we've had for a really long time.
Yes.
Soups.
Soups.
Somehow it's plural.
Yeah, well, somehow either you or I said it that way, and we laughed for like an hour. And then we decided that soup, it should be. We should, like, it should be, it's a non-count noun, but it shouldn't be. And so we should pluralize it. So Soups Plantation has multiple soups, so it should be called that. It's not even a restaurant anymore.
No, I think they all closed. Yeah. Like they were a pandemic casualty, that's for sure. I know, but that setup was not conducive to a germ-free environment. Like, let's just be honest.
No, but they had really good, well, I don't know. Honestly, I feel like I've never even had soups there. I feel like I've just had other things. I really like their muffins and stuff. Their muffins were good.
I remember that. I'm sure I must have had soups at Soups Plantation.
I mean,
but
I probably have too. What else would you really have?
I mean, it's in the name.
Right.
But is soup plural by itself?
I don't know. I mean...
Or is it like multiple soups? No, it's real. It's a real thing.
It's real. Whatever.
It's real. Yeah.
We've decided it.
And it is. It's soups season.
Soups season.
Totes soup season.
Soups season.
Yes.
It's fun.
We love alliteration too.
It's so much fun.
Okay. We have a plan for today though.
We do.
And I don't want to be like, oh, we're going to get serious, but we're going to get a little bit serious. We're going to do a very exciting card pull. I think we want to incorporate this into, most of the episodes moving forward. But we want to kind of use different decks. So what we have today is an oracle deck that we have used before. In fact, quite often in the book club that we had before Dumb Witch Club. And this is called Seasons of the Witch, a Samhain Oracle. And do you want to say any more about like who the illustrator is, or just kind of there's like a series of them which we have? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it has there's like poetic captions on the cards, and that is from Juliet Diaz. And then the illustrations are by Lorraine Anderson. And they're amazingly detailed and deep. That's one of the really cool things I think about this deck is that it's really, the images, the iconography that they chose is awesome. What it says on them is awesome, but the artwork really encapsulates what each of them is, and there's so many layers to that. We've spent a lot of time in book club just breaking down a single card and
absolutely
looking at the metaphors and just everything. So
yeah, and obviously this is seasonal, so this is sort of the Samhain deck. We've used it throughout the year, not just in the autumn, but I feel like it's very appropriate to the autumn. And they've also made other Seasons of the Witch decks for different, there's like a Beltane one.
Yeah.
And there might be a Yule one as well, which we don't have the Yule one. We do have the Beltane one.
We do.
Ashley has it.
I have it. It disappears on me from time to time, but
yeah,
I do have it. And I'm sorry, I misspoke. The artwork is Giada Rose. So the other two names that I said are the authors, and the artwork is Giada Rose. So, excuse me, sorry.
No, thank you, though. Thank you for clarifying that and for noting all of that. So an oracle deck, it's different than a tarot deck, but it's used similarly to a tarot deck. So a tarot deck is like traditional. It's originally was used like the 52 playing card deck, and the different values were assigned different things, and that's the whole thing. And I would love to get into it at a different point. Yeah. An oracle deck is kind of just a deck of cards, and it could really they could have any kind of imagery, any kind of symbols, words. It could really be anything. But the point is that you kind of, you end up using your intuition. You shuffle and you draw a card, and sometimes you just do one card. It kind of gives you like a mood or a vibe for, today or for whatever your day is. You can also kind of do a series where you do like past, present, future, and you can try to gain like insight into a situation that, maybe you're facing. You can do relationships, all kinds of things. So it's pretty fun, pretty interesting. I think today we're just going to do a single card.
Yeah, we'll do a single card. I love oracle decks because I feel like they really give you a lot of space to use your own intuition and read into situations, without sort of without some of the strict parameters that tarot has, which there's nothing wrong with that. I also love that, but I just feel like I respond really well to an oracle deck because of the open-endedness of it. Or a Lenormand deck. There's,
a much stricter sort of historical basis for tarot and interpreting tarot. And there's still a lot of leeway, and like intuition obviously is involved. But yeah, you're totally right. And also just like pro tip, if you're doing like, a card shuffle, just shuffle side to side. And that way you don't get inverted cards or have to read for like reverses, especially in tarot. If you're not super skilled, reading for reverses just makes it more complex. So we just shuffle side to side instead of doing the whole turn them inside out kind of thing. Yeah. So, dumb witch tip for you there.
Dumb witch tip.
You ready, darling?
I am.
Yes.
Okay, let's do this one. Oh.
What have we here?
We got transformation.
I love this.
That's so apt.
I love this. What does it say?
It says, like 1,000 storms held in hands soft against the winds, there is change arising from deep within.
Ooh. I think that's very appropriate to this season. Obviously, like we've talked about, Scorpio season is about transformation. Scorpio energy is about transformation. I feel like applying this card to our personal sort of journey of we are in transformative spaces in our lives, including, Dumb Witch Club.
Absolutely.
Other thoughts? Go ahead.
And I think it also, goes along with eclipse season and what we're dealing with right now, which we're going to get into in a little bit, but it definitely is kind of yanking on that cord for me.
Yeah, and I think we will post maybe just like a super short video that kind of, shows you the card if you were interested in looking just at it and the imagery. But, there's sort of a woman and she has her hand up and there's like almost smoke coming from her hand and she's wearing rings and she looks very sort of determined, would you say?
Yeah, sort of looking maybe towards the horizon in a way. And not a super serious or austere face, but just sort of a determined face, I would say.
Yeah. So we would, love to show this to you. And I think it is a really appropriate pull for today. So we will put these here.
Lovely.
And keep that energy in mind as we move forward. So what we're going to be doing today, and again, moving forward, we're going to kind of have two segments that we're going to be highlighting most of the time. So the first one is called Why Though? And this is a segment where we're going to list out some of the happenings in the universe, right? Whatever planets are in different signs, whatever energies are kind of happening, and try to answer the question of however you're feeling, whatever's
going
on with everyone you know. Why though?
Why though?
This is why. So we'll explain all that.
This is potentially why.
Potentially why. Sometimes people are just jerks and that has nothing to do with anything, but that's for you to decide.
That's right.
Our next segment is called Big Witch Energy, and every episode we will be devoting our Big Witch Energy to a topic or maybe more than one topic depending. But so that's what's up.
Yay. So let's jump into why, though.
Can you please tell me why? Please tell me why.
You want me to do that. You want the Scorpio who is struggling.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense.
Transform me, please.
Man, I know. I'm trying to do it for myself, and I feel like we talked about this a little bit. I feel like I'm stuck in that eclipse cycle.
So the current eclipses that we are in the midst of, well, technically we're post-eclipse of this kind of current. So there was a solar eclipse.
There was, the most recent.
At the end of October.
Yes.
And then there was a full moon eclipse in Taurus just the beginning of this week. Well, actually a couple days ago.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Yeah, Tuesday. But those have been in the signs of Scorpio and Taurus.
Yes.
Because we're in Scorpio season right now, and then the polarity to that is Taurus. And that's kind of how you get an eclipse, is that there's a direct, conjunct alignment between the planets, or the planetary bodies, I guess.
Right.
So, yeah, full moon in Taurus, eclipse cycle. It's also part of a larger cycle.
Yeah.
A year-to-year cycle. The last year, this year,
and next year.
So,
yeah, it's I don't know how other people are feeling, but for me, even this full moon in Taurus, like, it felt like a good opportunity for that sort of closure and completion aspect of the eclipse cycle. But then once again, I just felt like I was just being pushed towards the next one. Like, it didn't really close off, and that's still open-ended, and it's going to come back up next May.
Well, and it will, because when the sun is in Taurus, and then the moon will be in Scorpio in an eclipse again. And so, it's going to be that whole thing. I know. I feel like this energy has been, like, very heavy.
Yeah,
it has. Sort of pulling towards, like the kind of lower...
lower vibrations.
The lower vibrations. And eclipse season, the energy is chaotic. It is transformative. So you can't necessarily avoid it. And I do feel like you've been hit with that harder because maybe you are a Scorpio. Obviously, you're, having more of that energy.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah, it's been kind of rough.
It seems like a lot of people are feeling that way from what we've gathered.
Yes. Everyone that I know, like...
Yeah.
I mean, not literally everyone. I'm sure there are exceptions, but almost everyone. And I talk to a lot of people every week, and people are struggling in various ways. I also feel like I've seen this week, it's starting to lift.
I agree.
So that's hopeful.
Well, and I think I posted about this on my Instagram, but just thinking, I started just really thinking about it because it did feel, I was getting pushed and pulled and pushed and pulled. And so I started thinking about it, and I'm like, that's definitely what I'm doing. I'm just operating in the lower frequencies of both of them. So I'm getting, attached to those, like, dramatic cycles because it just feels, I guess, comfortable to stay there. And then I can, of course, just blame eclipses for it and not do anything.
See, people wonder. They're like, oh, astrology, like, it's such BS. Like, I'm like, you can blame a lot on astrology. It's very useful.
It's true. You really should get on board with that.
Get away with a lot in
There's
your
so
life.
many more excuses you could have. Why wouldn't you do that? It's so true, though. It's so true. But yeah, I really just started to think about and sort of journal and meditate on, like, okay, what are the things in that low frequency that is keeping me there? What's comforting sometimes about those thoughts, old habits, all that kind of stuff. And then, okay, what out of those are protecting me and keeping me safe? And then what out of those do I need to sort of let go?
Yes, is no longer serving you.
Right, no longer serving me. And also, like, I was reading about like when you're in the lower frequency of Scorpio, just getting sort of obsessed with the idea of constantly needing to evolve and not feeling good unless you're changing.
Yeah, so then you feel stuck because you're not changing fast enough or enough, right?
But that it's okay to be who you are right now, be good with that, recognize your past selves, recognize your future ones that are coming up, and just be comfortable with like this being the moment of who you are. Easier said than done, but...
No, but that's a beautiful message. And I'm wondering, so what are your thoughts on, like, Venus and Mercury, like, next week are moving into Sagittarius, which should mean, I don't think either one's in retrograde, so it should mean they're in Scorpio right now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Scorpio energy. But those are going to be shifting. Obviously, the sun will also shift into Sagittarius, a little further down in this month. Mm-hmm. But so how do we feel about maybe some of that lightening of that heavy eclipse energy happening even more once Venus and Mercury move into Sagittarius? What do you think?
When I think about that, I mean, obviously, like, it means something different depending on, every individual's placements and things and how that's going to affect them. But in a general sense, when I think about the Sagittarius energy coming in, it feels better. I mean, personally, because I'm like, okay, I can sort of dig myself out of the depths a little bit and have some of that fire energy and just like, okay, I don't have to care about some of these things.
Yes.
Like that, no, it doesn't matter. Like I can it's just easier. I feel like it's an easier energy to let things go.
Yeah, and I think that is part of, again, transformation. Gosh, how many times am I going to say that? Do you want to have a drinking game? How many times am I going to say transformation in this episode?
We're not responsible for what happens to
Make your own choices, people. It's part of that transformation energy with the fire of Sagittarius, like we talked about in our Sagittarius new sign Hootis episode, which if you haven't watched, please watch. It's a good one. So is our Scorpio one. So this is all very relevant still to where we are right now.
Very true.
Specifically with Venus in Sagittarius. How do we feel about that one? Because I think that's a potentially transformative placement.
Yes. I mean, everybody always focuses on like the romance or the love aspect, which I don't disagree with. Venus.
The planet Venus, symbolizes, love, but more than that. I think people kind of just focus on that
Yeah. Well, people do like to discuss relationships and other people when they're talking about astrology. It's a very popular thing to focus on, so I can see why that's a focus. But yeah, I think it's definitely more than that. I think it's, it pertains to what you love and what you're passionate about and, what you're devoting your energy to.
Yes, and it's about like beauty and creativity and creating beauty in your life, for yourself with whatever your passion is.
Yes.
And it's not the passion of Mars, like the kind of like outward passion. It's kind of like the internal passion of like, this makes me feel like in my humanity, like, that beauty and kind of love.
Yes. I love that. That feels really nice. I feel like that's going to feel really good.
I think so too. Yeah, I really do like that. And then Mercury in Sagittarius, that's another interesting one,
Yeah.
Because Mercury is about, communication and it's the closest planet to the sun. So it's always in the same sign as the sun or the sign before or after.
Okay.
Same with Venus, actually, because they're very close, to the sun. So they're always kind of exchanging like the adjacent energies. So that's why it is significant, like when they move out of being aligned as one, kind of having like that triple, kind of Scorpio at this moment.
Sure.
And then kind of changing those into the other signs. It kind of loosens things up.
That's true.
But yeah. What are your thoughts on Mercury and Sag?
Yeah, Mercury, and everybody wants to blame Mercury for everything, and Mercury's not responsible for everything.
No, Mercury's a messenger. Literally, it's like the messenger of the gods.
That's why they hate it.
But it's like, don't blame the messenger.
Oh, people
don't shoot
want
the messenger.
To. Oh,
no.
they want to so bad.
I know.
And
but that's what happens.
That's what happens.
That's what happens to Mercury, especially retrograde. Everyone.
Yes, especially retrograde. We will.
I know.
We'll kind of get
it
a little bit.
It goes into retrograde like 3 or 4 times a year. It's like frequent, and it stays for a month. It's like
People freak out.
I know.
And there's other retrogrades that people don't freak out about, but they freak out about Mercury.
They're happening all of the time.
All the time.
Like,
I know.
Almost always there's at least one planet in retrograde.
I guess Mercury just feels intense because it influences communication, and I feel like people really feel that, dealing with other people. They just feel like that shift of energy or
again, it's like the thing of just like, it's a convenient thing to blame.
Yeah.
Which
Sure.
I support it. If you want to blame Mercury retrograde for your crap, go ahead. Like, that's fine. I'm sure I've done it at some point. But no, so yeah, Mercury going to Sagittarius on, I think, the 17th.
Yeah, the 17th.
So a couple, week or so. So what should we be focusing on with that?
Well, I think, I love, as if you watch the Sagittarius video, you'll see I love my Sagittarians. Love them. The communication style, it can be straightforward.
Yes, it's very direct.
Direct, straightforward, which is great.
Yes, the burning bush, right? Like,
yes, the burning bush.
There is a message.
It's great, and you sometimes need to hear it, or other people need to hear it. But perhaps, you might want to focus on making sure that message is coming across, in a way that it needs to be received. And maybe sort of just because it's, the planet of communication, just thinking a couple times about maybe the way that you're communicating it.
Definitely. I think that's always good advice, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's one more point. Well, sort of it's a combined point that we wanted to talk about right now. So.
Yeah, the new moon in Sagittarius is coming up, and that is also when Jupiter stations direct in Pisces.
Yeah, which that's a big one because Jupiter, so, Venus, Mercury, obviously the sun, moon, even Mars are what we call personal planets. They're the planets that have a shorter cycle around the sun that change, with relative frequency, a year or a little longer than a year, or months, whatever. When we get out further and further, we get into the transpersonal planets and the social planets sometimes is how I like to think about them. And Jupiter, that's way out there. It's pretty far.
Yes, pretty far away.
It's pretty far away. So basically, though, the cycle, so Jupiter will be in the same sign for a longer time. It's not changing. It's so far away. It's not, moving through the signs as frequently. So going, it had been retrograde.
Yeah.
Going direct in the sign of Pisces. Is that the sign of its rulership?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's comfy.
Yes.
In that sign.
Yes.
It likes it there.
Yes.
Yeah. So, what that typically will mean is things are going to go positively, right? Positive energy.
And the very deep Pisces 12th house, which we haven't covered all of in Dumb Witch Club, but you might know about, that those kinds of very deep things might start to feel right and settled. And that seems very beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I know. And just the compassionate side of Pisces and that sort of focus on others and the collective and everything.
Yes. And it's others, but I feel like it's not just others, it's the collective.
It's the collective.
It's the universal aspect of humanity, essentially. So, yeah.
Finally, some good news to why, though.
Yes.
Yeah, so when you're asking why, though, when that's going on the 23rd, you might be like, why, though? It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm looking forward to that, and I hope and believe that may be what happens.
Well, yeah, and you can manifest things, certainly, so if that's what you really want it to be, then that's what it's going to be.
Well, and then you're going to have a couple of years with Jupiter in Pisces to kind of see things through and kind of settle into that energy.
Yeah, so you've got time. It's not just going to switch up on you.
It's not instantaneous. Astrology's not instantaneous.
No. So,
it is constantly, it's a gradient, it's a wheel, it's always moving and trying to balance itself and help you balance yourself. So
yeah, it's a good time to maybe start making those sort of long-term plans and looking at those placements in your own chart. If you are into that, have done that yet, that would be a good idea.
Yeah.
And you've got time. So.
Yeah, and you have plenty of time, and we'll talk more about this as time goes on. So
we shall.
All right, I think I have a better idea now.
Of why, though? Yeah.
And I feel like I can do it. I can get through it.
Same thing, even though I'm being tortured by these eclipses. It's okay.
No, but I'm
figuring it out.
You know, you're figuring it out.
The more you know.
The more you know. Mm-hmm. Lovely.
Yes.
All right. So, on that lovely note, we are now going to turn our big witch energy to 2 topics. One of them we're going to call orbs.
I was like, what are we calling it?
I don't know. I just wrote that, and that's what we're calling it.
I was like, what? What is it?
So and I hope you all watched the previous episode that, we recorded before this one that has already come out at this point. And that's when we were talking about Halloween. We were talking about the field trips that we had. We were talking about some very strange paranormal events that we had experienced and sort of the ritual that we did to kind of cleanse energy and all of that. And kind of how we're dumb witches and, all of that. So if you have watched that, and even if you haven't, go back and look at it.
You're going to want to watch it now.
Because, tell them why. I don't even know how to explain this.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. No, I mean, I guess it's not that hard to. So, if you've seen it, or if you go back and watch it, there are multiple anomalies on the video of that episode, but others too, I think, right?
It's really just that.
Just that?
It's just what we recorded last week, which is 2 parts. So there's part 1 and part 2.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking.
But yes, it's really only those.
Wow.
But what is it?
Well, I mean, you said it. They're
What is orbs? Tell us.
I'm like, you said the title.
So what?
So orbs are light anomalies that happen on, it's mostly on video because you can't...
Or photographs.
Because you can't see them with your naked eye.
Right.
But they are debunked as being bugs or dust or anything like that. You can tell if things are bugs. Well, I can't tell because I have, no technical understanding.
No, but you can tell visually if you're watching video.
Yes,
you can tell if a little, moth flies across the, view.
Sure.
You're like, oh, it's like a bug. It's like flying.
And the people that edit these things have told us.
Yes.
So, yes, it's confirmed that we don't know what they are. We're not entirely sure.
So how do these things appear? Again, if you go back and you watch, I promise you will see, because there are probably 20 examples throughout the recordings, particularly concentrated at the beginning. And what they look like is it's like a shadow, but instead of being black like a shadow, they're white. And they move in different ways. They appear here and go across and do little turning things, unnatural things. They're all over the video.
Yeah.
And according to our producer, when we started recording today, he was seeing them through the viewfinder. We can see nothing in real life. But he's looking there and he's like, oh yeah, they're there. So we invited positive energy. Yes. So when we did the ritual, when we did the whole thing that we explained in the previous episode, we invited our ancestors and our spirit guides. We banished negative energy.
Yes.
And so we feel like that's what these are.
Yes.
These are the energies that we invited.
Yeah, I absolutely feel that. It does not feel negative
does
at all.
Does not feel negative at all.
Doesn't feel scary.
Does not feel scary at all.
No. It feels nice.
It feels very nice.
Yes.
And also we invited them to vacate the recording area if possible, because we didn't want it to be distracting.
Yeah, it might be distracting. We don't know if, they'll listen.
No, they do what they want.
That's fine.
And they're allowed to be here. It's not a problem. It's just very, very fascinating. So
we've been also, like, in addition to seeing them on the video, we've been sensing some things in our peripheral.
In some other kind of real life experiences very recently. Do you want to speak about your one?
Yeah. So I believe it was the last time we were recording that I was here, or maybe I was just here at the Dunwich Clubhouse. And then I was leaving, and it was night and dark, and I had gotten in my car. I started my car, and when I started it, my side view mirrors have sensors on them, so when a car is next to you, or not, I mean, it has to be like a pretty big object, is next to you, it tells you so that, technically, so you don't change lanes, right?
Yeah, but like the little thing on the rear view, I mean, a lot of cars have them now. Yeah. On the side mirror, it just like lights up and it tells you there's something next to your car.
Right. So I turned on my car, and that light on my left side lit up, and it stayed on, and it wasn't turning off. And I at first thought, well, maybe they just always sort of turn on when you turn on the car. But I don't think that's ever happened before. But of course, I'm going through these thoughts in my head as it's happening. And I'm thinking, but it's not turning off. And I look at the other one on the right side of the car. It's not on. So I'm like, is there something there? So I'm looking like out the window to try to see, like, is there something there? And I had sort of seen something out of the corner of my eye, like, pass by the car. But it felt like a bug or like a bird or something, maybe just...
Birds don't fly at night, though.
A bat. I don't know. A flying object or animal or something.
An unidentified flying object. Is that what you're talking about?
A UFO. I don't know.
Could you identify it?
I couldn't, so then
it's a UFO.
Yes, so a UFO flew past my car. Is what Jackie's trying to make me say. That's what happened, apparently. I was very confused. But that didn't confuse me
that wasn't the biggest deal.
No, it really wasn't. It just did. And I wasn't scared. I wasn't like, what was that? Like, it just went. And I'm like, okay, it's just whatever. But when the light stayed on like that, and I'm looking, and I'm like, am I parked next to something? Like, what am I doing? But that's the street side.
What am I doing?
What am I doing? What did I do? I'm like, that's the street side. There's nothing there. There was no one there. Like,
there wasn't a car.
There wasn't a car. No, there was nothing. And then it was super weird because usually, like, once something is next to you and then it passes you or you pass it, the light goes off.
Of course.
And it just goes off. Like, it's on and then it goes off. And I was looking at the light, and it was on, like, full force, and then it just, like, dimmed off.
Yeah.
I've never seen it do that ever before. And you said, it's not supposed to do... What did you say?
I was like, that's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
And I was like, no, that's not how it works. But that's exactly what happened. It was
that's what happened.
On full force. I looked everywhere around, and then it just slowly dimmed off. And I was like, okay, well, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Which I know was sort of like, I'm getting out of here and leaving it with you, but I had to go.
Well, I mean, it's fine. I didn't know, so it's fine.
Yeah, and it did, like I said, it didn't feel scary. It wasn't scary. I wasn't like, oh my God, I need to get out of here, something scary. It wasn't like that, but it was weird.
Yeah.
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 No, and then the other night, we were on FaceTime because we were talking about some Dunwich Club stuff, and, you know, so we were having our call, and... I'm like, how do I tell this story? So my boyfriend is at my house, and he's like in the kitchen and the bedroom in the back, and I'm in the dining room talking to her on the phone and doing the computer and all this stuff. And I see, like, the corner of my eye, my boyfriend wearing a white t-shirt walk and, like, touch my shoulder.
Yeah.
So I'm on FaceTime with her, and I look up like this.
Yeah.
And there's nobody there.
No.
And I was like, and I looked, and it took me a second, and I said to her, I was like, there's nobody here. She's like, what?
Yeah.
So I call him, and I'm like, hey, did you come out here? And he's like, no. And he's not even wearing a white shirt. And I'm like, okay, well, anyways.
Yeah, it was so strange to watch,
it was
too.
Like something touched me.
Well, and it really looked like it did, but I didn't see anything. But it was either like it looked like you were like strangely pantomiming like that happened to you because there wasn't anything there, but I could tell that you felt something and turned as if you were going to speak to someone, and then you had this look like, wait, there's no one there. It was like a genuine shock on your face, like, how did that just happen? And you sort of looked around like...
Yes, I was super confused because when I felt a touch, I wasn't like, oh my God, something touched me.
No.
I was like, oh, hey, like I was going to be like, hey babe, what do you need? You know?
Yes.
And
that's when you were like, whoa, and then you were like looking around, and then I was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And you're just like, yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's that was weird. Strange. I saw nothing.
My house is not haunted.
No.
Just, I mean, maybe you could argue otherwise after this moment, but no, I have no strange happenings inside my house, like ever.
No.
So it was very unusual.
Very.
But it didn't feel bad. It was like surprising, and it was like a white energy. Mm-hmm. And it didn't feel bad. It was just like very real and also very like surprising. Mm-hmm. So it was interesting.
It is. I mean, I feel like, you know, things happen, like you said earlier, like stuff in astrology, like it's gradient, right? It's not, there's no like hard stops and starts to things. Like you know, energy bleeds over.
Yes.
And like predates some things, and then you feel it after. So, I mean, the veil is still pretty thin.
The veil is thin this time of year. I mean, that's absolutely true. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that is evident in these experiences.
Yeah. I feel like, this is like totally off topic and kind of a tangent, but I feel like it's thin, and I feel like that really extends like towards the holiday season and like Yule, like I start to like really feel it around that time. Like it's not hard to understand why like the Victorians would tell like sort of ghost stories and stuff around like that time.
Or even you know like says you know Charles Dickens.
Yes, Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol. Yeah, there's like the spirits come visit him.
Yeah, it like makes sense to me. I feel like there's just like a. And it feels like a lighter... I know Christmas Carol is like a little bit more
you know, it's an anti-capitalist diatribe. So I think I love it.
Yeah, it's meant to teach you a hard lesson. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it's not surprising that he would use kind of that time of year. I know that's also because, you know, charity and Christmas and that type of stuff.
I also love how people want to say like, oh, you're a Scrooge if you don't like Christmas.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not what that means. That is not what a Scrooge is.
No.
Anyways.
No, it's not.
No.
Or Grinch. Like people are like, Grinch. No, Grinch didn't like people.
And he was right.
and he didn't like the capitalistic nature of what these people,
I know.
The Who's, whatever.
I know.
Whatever. My point is, it's a tangent.
Sorry.
I don't care.
I made a tangent off of your tangent.
But I'm like
really
it.
Sorry.
The point is, like, I like it. There's something, like, nice about that.
There is. It's a very magical time of year.
Yeah, it is.
I will just say. It really is.
Yeah, and for the Halloween lovers to say something like that, that's a pretty big deal.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. But it starts with Halloween.
It starts with Halloween.
Yes. Carries on. Yes, absolutely.
So, yes, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch that.
Yes.
Halloween episode. Orbs.
This is what we're talking about.
This is what we're talking about.
Yeah. So, no, that's it. This next part, I'm so excited for. I'm going to let you introduce, and I'm going to sit here like a child. And be really excited.
That's great. That's also kind of like Christmassy.
I know.
I like it. I like it. Okay, we're going to do an unboxing. Okay, I say that. I
feel like screaming. Like, I really feel like screaming. I feel like a child.
You should. Well, it's okay. I won't mind if you do.
Thank you. I'm very excited. I might clap.
I'm excited too. And
unboxing. Yes. So exciting.
I
hope it's Lego, so I'm just kidding.
It's not Lego.
Oh, man. What is it? Tell me about it.
Okay,
Tell everyone.
Well, we are opening up a package from HausWitch in Salem, Massachusetts.
Yes.
It is one of our favorite stores.
Yes.
We love it.
Love.
so much. We got to visit in person last year. Mm-hmm. We will never not talk about Salem, so just
be ready. Every episode, we have a drinking game about that too. How many times we're going to mention Salem?
Like, okay, enough. We know you went to Salem.
I know. Good for you. I'm like, yes, it was.
Yes, it was, and we're going to continue to discuss it.
We loved it.
We loved it. Continue to love it. And we,
So HausWitch is a store in Salem.
Yes.
It is a beautiful, beautiful store.
Oh, so great.
Such great energy. Mm-hmm. It's, well, do you want to, like, what is kind of the, I mean, I want to say history of the store. It's not like a historical, location, but.
No. Like the building itself?
Yeah. And
yeah.
Or even just the shop. Isn't it owned by, like.
Female owned,
yes.
witch owned. Yes. Very inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, inclusive, welcoming space. Mm-hmm. And just, beautiful energy.
Very intentional about what they carry and from what brands and from what makers. And they have a lot of education and things that you can do even online. They have some in person, but if you don't happen to live in Salem, you can do them online. And it's just like a wonderful place, and they offer kind of a community, and that's really great. And we really like to support businesses that do these things and have these values.
Yeah, and I mean, we are unfortunately not local to Salem, but it's a local business in Salem, and we love Salem. So I feel like we're locals in our hearts.
But do we love Salem? Is that something that we've said?
I don't know if you do, but I do. Do you also love Salem?
I think so.
Really? That's amazing. We should be friends.
I don't think so. Oh, sorry. I don't have time for that.
Never mind. Okay, so we got stuff from HausWitch.
Yes,
I'm super
we got
excited.
Stuff from HausWitch, so we're going to open it. I know what it is. But
I don't know what
Jackie
it is.
doesn't know what it is, so this is fun. Yeah, this is super fun. Okay, I'm just going to stick this like this.
That looks professional. It's very good.
It's very good.
Professional unboxer.
I say unboxing. I don't even know if this is like the way you do an unboxing video.
It's probably not.
I mean, it's probably not.
Yeah.
This is the Dumb Witch version of an unboxing video.
Yeah.
Here's their little card.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, they have, and we both have the mugs that say witches are the future.
Yeah,
they're really
great.
cute.
They're like holographic mug.
Very cute.
Super cute.
Like it. Love it.
Okay.
What else have we?
Let's pull out this first one and you open that up.
Ooh, I hear clinking.
Ooh. What could it be?
Ooh. Oh my goodness. So beautiful. Oh, so we should make a little video with our card pull and show these beautiful crystals.
Yes, we should do that. That's
oh my
a great
goodness.
idea.
These are gorgeous. They're so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Aren't they so pretty? So what we have...
You have to tell me what we have.
Yes. So what we have is... so it's some of the crystals from their October collection. Which, we are very,
How do I show these to
I know.
They're so pretty.
They are pretty. We are crystal inclusive, so for whatever reason you like to use crystals, whichever ones you are drawn to, then those are the ones that are appropriate for whatever you're using them for. Of course, they do have certain meanings and properties and things, and it can be good to know those things, but, we're pretty open-ended on that. But I will say what we have here, so what this one is they call a spooky spiderweb jasper.
It's really pretty.
It's really, really pretty.
It kind of looks like it has spider webs on it.
And I'll read what it says on the little card that they included. Honing your skills can be scary, especially if you're sharing them with the world. Eek. Eek. Borrow some energy from the wise spider who plans their moves meticulously for maximum impact. The only person you have to impress is yourself.
I love that.
I love that too.
I love it.
And it's a worry stone, so it's one of those that you can sort of
Yeah, it's kind of flat and it has like a little dent, and so you can like kind of hold it like right here. Yeah. I love this.
Yes.
They feel very nice. Would you like to hold them?
I would like to hold them. Yes. Oh, thank you for moving that.
Mm-hmm.
Spiderweb jasper is supposed to be really, really soothing and calming and healing, and I thought that would be really nice for us.
I do have one that I think you got me from also HausWitch, and it's one of my favorites. It's often just out kind of on my... I don't have like a proper altar, I would say, in my house, but I kind of use like the center of my dining room table, and actually it has this tray often there.
Yes.
And I kind of just put things out, and I love that spiderweb jasper, but I love this one too.
Yes, it's lovely.
Beautiful.
We also have Samhain Bonfire Smoky Citrine.
These, I mean, it's just so beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous. See, I knew what we had, but I didn't look at them. So
yeah,
it's new to me
they're
too.
so pretty.
They're so pretty. Oh my goodness.
They're so pretty.
So what it says here is Samhain fires are as much about the smoke as the flame. A good cleanse can open the way for abundance as we enter the darker half of the year, and Smoky Citrine does it all in one. Grab a few for your coven so you can set some seasonal intentions.
Very nice. Very nice.
You know, I'm just like, feral for the citrine.
Yeah, you do love any citrine.
I'm obsessed with it.
I know, it's true.
Just obsessed.
These are gorgeous.
Yes.
Don't they feel nice?
They do. They feel really nice.
They're sort of heavy.
They are. I love it. I love the shape.
They're really beautiful.
Any crystals you get from HausWitch are like...
The quality
is
so high, and it might sound like, oh, like it's a crystal, like it's a rock. What's the difference? I don't know. There's a difference.
Yeah.
There just is.
Yeah, there's no, I mean, I guess there is science to it because they come from the earth or whatever. But in terms of like how it feels to you, that's intuitive. You just know, and we just know that these are amazing. They feel so nice.
Yeah, no, very, very much so. Oh my gosh.
There's more.
There's more.
Just a little bit more.
Okay.
Oh, this one's going to be like a little tricky.
Okay.
But I didn't realize it was all taped. Shoot.
We're not professional unboxers after all.
No, we're not. See, I knew I was doing it wrong. I said to you that I was doing it wrong. This is probably not the way. That's okay. I'm going to rip it, which isn't ideal, but that's okay.
It's okay. It's just the wrapping.
It's just the wrapping.
Ooh.
That.
Oh my goodness. These are so cute.
I know.
Oh, they're keys.
Yes, they're keys.
Oh, it's aventurine.
Yes, these are Unlock Your Dreams Aventurine keys.
Okay, can I read it?
Yes, of course.
It says, luck's got nothing to do with it. But if it did, aventurine's reputation for bringing good fortune certainly can't hurt. This green beauty connects right to your heart. And when you follow your heart, good things happen. You've had the key all along. I love that message too.
I love
These
it.
are so cute. I know I've seen crystals, and I have crystals like in the shape of different things, like a sun or a moon and stars and, you know, the different shapes, but I've never seen a key.
I know, I've never seen a key either.
And aventurine is so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this, you know, kind of green. I don't know. I mean, like a jade kind of green, but it's obviously not jade. It's very cool. I love all of these. And I think like the combined energy of these is very appropriate to transformation.
I agree. Look at that.
Amazing.
We knew what we were doing all along. We had the key all along.
We knew it.
They're so right. We
We
did.
didn't know. But dumb witches always know.
Yes. We just don't always know that we know.
Exactly. But it doesn't take away the fact.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Okay, there does not have to be more, but is there more?
Oh my gosh, how could there be more?
I just wanted to make sure. I don't know.
I wish there was more. I'm having such a good time.
Okay, no, this is perfect. These are beautiful. And I love, so the other thing I love about this is that you obviously ordered 2 of each of these because one set is for me, one set is for you. We do that with almost everything we find.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take 2, you know?
Yes.
Or we'll have something and the other one, you know, I'll be like, oh, I love your necklace or just whatever it is. And she'll be like, don't buy it.
Yes, but don't purchase it.
Yeah, don't look for it. You can't find it. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, you know, birthday, Christmas, I'm like, oh, here it is. So they sent... So part of, I I feel like, okay, the thing is, if you order a crystal from somewhere, you don't get to pick it out yourself.
Right.
Like normally, or if you go to a shop, like you get to like, sort through and sort of like handle everything and like choose the one that you want. Mm-hmm. So when you're ordering something through the mail, you really have to trust what they're going to send you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like what they have sent here is so appropriate. Mm-hmm. Like for the spiderweb jasper, there's sort of this darker one, and then there's kind of this lighter one, and the same thing with the smoky citrine. There's kind of this darker one, and there's this lighter one, even though they're both like, the clarity is really beautiful. The keys are a little more identical, but they're not exactly identical, obviously. So I just feel like it's so cool that we have different things.
I know. And that they kind of align with sort of what we gravitate towards.
Yes, we kind of have our aesthetics built in, and it just makes perfect sense, I feel. So I love it.
So do I.
I feel so happy. I feel very encouraged by all of this. And I just seriously feel like there's so much good energy emanating from like right here.
I love that. That's so amazing. And I feel that way too. I mean, I hadn't even opened it and I still felt it. Maybe that's why we felt so happy at the beginning.
Maybe because they were already here.
They were here, just like infusing the space.
Yes.
With the energy.
I also want to just quickly go back to the term, because just talking about crystals in general, crystal inclusive. I love that you said that.
Oh,
we are crystal inclusive. And I think what you mean by that is that, crystals have properties that are, historically or like assigned or associated with them. But we do believe and we practice using whatever crystal you find beautiful or you find yourself drawn to for any purpose, any time of year. And I tend to find myself using kind of like seasonal colors to kind of guide what crystals I put, out versus the ones that, I kind of keep on the shelf or whatever. I just love that term, crystal inclusive.
Thanks. It definitely, I feel like every crystal, no matter what it is, where it comes from, it has the power of the entire earth and universe in it.
Oh, I love that.
So each one has all of that in it. So if that's what you're feeling in that particular one, no matter what, sort of the books say, and we have them.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. That's what you should go with is your intuition. Mm-hmm. And that's always where you should start. If you're like building a crystal collection or sort of thinking about,
just buying a crystal.
Buying some or whatever. Yeah, it's a really good place to just sort of, I would say, start with maybe picking some out in person. Yeah, and just kind of like feeling what you feel. Just go into it feeling what you feel. And if you don't feel anything, maybe it's not the right time or you never know. But yes, I think your intuition is your biggest gift and your biggest power.
Yeah, there's more than one crystal that I have that I was just like, I just have to buy this. Like, I have to take it home with me. And there's no reason.
No. And like we were joking about, I'm like feral for citrine. It's true. And also aqua calcite.
Oh, aqua calcite. Oh, this girl. If she's ever lost, I'm going to find her at the aqua calcite bin at the crystal shop. Like, literally.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
And every time I see it, I act like it's the first time I've ever seen it.
She's amazed. She's like delighted. It's really sweet. She's like,
I'm like, look at this blue one. And Jackie's like, it's aqua.
I'm like, I know what it is.
Ashley, no, you cannot buy anymore.
Don't buy anymore. But then sometimes you do buy more.
I do. I love it.
I know. You love it.
It's so pretty and it's so
It is pretty.
calming.
It's beautiful.
It's so soothing.
It's
really
so
soothing. I took it with me. What was I doing?
In love with it, but
I had to get something done. I don't remember. I had to go to the doctor. Well, something. And I told you and I texted you and I said, I have the aqua calcite in my pocket. Yes. And Jackie was like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be just fine.
Exactly.
And I had to get my blood drawn.
Yes.
Hate it.
No, I know.
I hate it.
But that's why you need something like that. It's like a transitional object. A crystal's a really good transitional object.
Yeah.
A transitional object is just something to help you through a transition or to kind of associate with like a person or a memory, and it just, can remind you of that. And then particularly like this worry stone type of shape, it's like, it just feels really nice to hold, and you can like think about, like, we'll think about HausWitch, we'll think about each other, we'll think about Salem, and like, it just feels really nice.
So that may be my new one for future blood draws that I'm going to have to do for a while.
Don't give up on the aqua calcite.
I won't. I do. I love it.
It's your friend.
It is.
It's your little bestie.
Yes. I don't know why. That and citrine, I just love the most.
Do I have that?
I was thinking about that as I was talking about my...
Because the other one I associate with you a lot is selenite.
Oh, yeah. I love selenite.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you like tourmaline.
I do. I love tourmaline and onyx.
Yeah,
I
onyx.
love both of those.
Yes.
I also really like carnelian.
Carnelian. Yes.
Which I have my carnelian heart that has a hole in it.
Which I picked for you, yeah?
Well, and yeah, we were together, and that's literally why I was like, well, I have to have this because it has a hole in it, and it's really cool.
I feel... along with the onyx and the tourmaline for you, it's like warmer, like carnelian, sunstone, red goldstone.
I love red goldstone.
Oh my God, it's so pretty.
But I also, I do love the spiderweb jasper a lot too. And Dalmatian jasper.
Oh yeah, Dalmatian
I like
jasper.
the kind of spotty, speckly black.
Yeah, those are really cool. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Crystals.
We know a lot about crystals. We didn't know that we did, but we do.
But we
so
do.
Our unboxing turned into a crystal discussion. So that was very fun. So you never know where your big witch energy will take you if you just let it run wild.
I love that.
Yes.
That's
exactly.
cute.
I know. Well, I guess
we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm having a lot of fun, but we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, we can keep having fun after we wrap it up. We will. Don't worry. We hope you do too.
They're going to talk about Salem.
That's
probably
boring. Maybe. So what?
What's it to you?
But yes, until next time.
Stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.
Dumb Witch Club is written and produced by us, Ashley Sidner.
And Jackie Gerard at the Dumb Witch Clubhouse in Orange County, California.
Produced and edited by Matt Heinemeyer. Creative Director and Culture Consultant, Violet Turner.
Original music by Ashley Sidner. And look us up on all your favorite social media platforms, including Patreon.
Until next time, stay witchy, friends.
And stay dumb.